So today we are going straight to, please let's listen up. So we are going straight to networking concepts. We are looking at networking concepts, LAN cabling and standards. Networking concepts, LAN cabling and standards. So in this module, we will try to understand what networking is. We'll also try to understand the different type of networks we have, LAN cabling techniques. Please, let's be quiet. LAN cabling techniques and different types of internet standards and cabling. So the question you may ask, because if you look at your course brochure, your course handbook, you may not find this topic under this course, under 281. You not find it. I think it was probably an error, because in cybersecurity, like we defined in the morning, cybersecurity is actually protecting systems, networks, and all of that. But the most important question you ask yourself, in cybersecurity, to protect any system and to protect any network, you must first of all know what you are protecting before you can protect it. So if you don't have an idea of what you are protecting, there's actually no way you can protect that network. So I had to introduce this as part of the course. So in this now, would be looking at, have you seen this before now? You have seen it? Okay, we'll be looking at this cabling. That is a cable. We'll be looking at lots and lots of other devices. I will explain it as we proceed. We'll be looking at it. Then we'll see how to apply it to our everyday life. Then we'll look at how the internet is made up of. We earlier talked about what happens to cloud, and we explained cloud, what we call cloud. So we'll look at internet, what is actually internet. Then we are going to see how to construct those cables you are seeing there. So each and every one of us must learn how to construct that cable. We'll see how to construct it. That is LAN cabling and standard color codes. Then we now see the usefulness of each of those type of cables. Please, this is the fundamentals you must know before you say you are a cybersecurity specialist or whatever you may decide to call it. So what is a network? What is a network? A network can simply be defined, a computer network can simply be defined as a set of computers sharing resources located or provided by network nodes. Let's look at this diagram. So when I say what is a network, I'm simply saying that if I put on my hotspot and she connects to my hotspot, I have created a network between me and her. Just that. If I put on my hotspot and 10 people in this class connect to my hotspot, that means we are on the same network. In the same vein, if I connect this to my laptop now, and the other end is connected to his laptop, it means we have established a network connection. If I connect a printer to this laptop, it means we have also established a network connection. So a network is simply a set of computers or devices connected by physical or wireless connections. Do you understand that? So I've already explained that a network could simply range from a single system using several devices to massive data centers located across the world to the globe. I'll show us what I mean by that as we proceed. So computer networks help us to achieve several things, some of which We can use it to share printers. For instance, I'm in this class, I can connect a printer to my laptop, and we do some kind of connection whereby all of you connected to my hotspot can print on that same laptop, like you see in business centers. Networks allow us to share information, email, instant messaging, chat rooms. Let's break this down. In network connectivity, we want to assume I'm using, I don't know if I've explained this in the first class we met. Did I talk about it? Okay, maybe it's not this class. I'm using MTN network to browse. Now we're talking about sending email. What do you actually think happens at the background when you are sending email from me to Destiny? Maybe Google Mail to Yahoo Mail. What actually happens? Okay, let's see the physical characteristics of what happens here. If I send an email from my phone, because I am using MTN network, by putting MTN SIM card on this phone, it means I have established connectivity to MTN. How do I establish it? All those masts, hope you know what is called mast. You can see an MTN mast probably in Uniport. So once I put on my SIM card, my phone have connected to that MTN mast in Uniport wirelessly. The MTN mast in Uniport, you see people that dig along the road, right? With some green, red cables, yellow, and all of that. Those cables are called fiber optics cable. As we proceed, I'll show you a sample. Those cables now can link up something like this. Those cables can link up from Uniport here to, let's say, Transamadi, to another major place where they have something like that. Transamadi now links up to Lagos, probably. Lagos now uses underwater cable. For MTN, all MTN connections go to South Africa first, because that is where their own major, we call those places BTS, base station. All those places you see where they put masts, they are called BTS. Then whenever you see they put computers in some places, they call it data center. So that cable can run underground from Lagos through the ocean now to South Africa. From South Africa now through the water, they run it now to London, to US. In fact, the entire world is connected together by some of these tiny cables you are seeing here. That's how the entire world is connected. Yes, you may not see it as yellow, but you may see it as this type, but black, but very tiny black. In fact, when we are doing the practicals, you notice that when we peel it, you would see that a strand of that cable is as little as a thread. And that is what can power all what we are doing in this class straight to US. So when I send a mail from Gmail, it goes from here. Now let's assume Google computers in their own side, they are using another network over there. That network is still connected somewhere. Maybe it is also connected to another mobile provider. So there's where we call, let me just give it a name, they call it internet exchange points. So what happens in an internet exchange point? MTN comes here and connects. Globalcom comes here and connects. So this can be an internet exchange point. MTN enters here, Globalcom enters here, Airtel enters here, Starlink enters here. What they are doing is this, so that if Google is using Globalcom, they connect. Me, I'm using MTN. When the information is flowing through, it will get to that place we call internet exchange points. And the mail I sent, she can receive it on her Yahoo Mail and reply me. Once she reply on her Yahoo Mail, it passes through the same process. All these things can happen in as little as 10 seconds. So that 10 seconds between when you send a mail and receive, your information has gone around everywhere. So when you hear that, sometimes you suddenly notice you don't have network on your phone. What do you think actually happened? One of these These people that dig, I don't want to call any name. Some people that dig along the road, that is sabotage. They want to steal the electrical cable. Someone can just go and, as you are digging, maybe you are doing any work, you mistakenly cut a cable kept by MTN. You use a shovel and cut it. Once you cut it, you have disorganized the entire network, and probably that's when you won't have internet. Or whenever you hear Facebook is down, or you send a WhatsApp message, you have experienced that, right? Messages are not delivering. You open another website, it is browsing. You suddenly say WhatsApp is down. What do you think is actually down? A cable has cut somewhere. A computer has gone off somewhere. Somebody that is on duty, as he was on duty, maybe he was sleeping, he mistakenly pulled out a cable from somewhere. As he pulled it out, he has destabilized the entire network. If someone in ICTC probably pulls out, he was told to connect this. This cable now, once I connect it, it means everybody can go to the internet. But in connecting this thing, it's meant to make a sound, like one kind of sound to clip. If I connect it this way, and I didn't finalize the connection, the thing stays there. The cleaner comes day one and sweep. She uses her leg to kick the cable. Maybe after 2 months, she has mistakenly kicked it and the cable is still here, mind you, but it has come out but still hanging. The entire network in the university goes down. People start troubleshooting. And when they're troubleshooting, for the fact that once you see this thing, the cable is connected, nobody's eye will go down there to check that it was a physical process by humans that affected that. It's when you now start doing some other things which you will learn, you now notice that there's actually no connectivity between here and somewhere else. A typical example, I was to be in Lagos first week of January for a program somewhere, but I couldn't go because I felt sick. They sent me a link to join. The network was bad. And I know in that place, they don't ever have network issues. After the entire event, I called the guy in charge of it. I said, bros, how far? He said, oh boy, that thing, it was actually the internet we bought where they kept it. We put a UPS there that has been working for how many years? But we didn't know that that UPS battery is bad. So because we trusted that UPS, we never, as network was down, we started calling Airtel. That your Airtel told us there's no issue. What we didn't know is that that UPS kept somewhere, kept going on and off. And that was the cause of the internet failure. So imagine millions of people around the world could not connect to Zoom because of that issue. They had to now use hotspot. And the person that used hotspot, as call is coming in, the network is disconnecting. Everybody will now be blaming Airtel because they have sent a mail to Airtel. Airtel is investigating. Even when he has discovered that, of course, he won't escalate because will you go and tell them the fault was from you? But the bottom line is that network went down. That is actually what happens when there's an issue. And what helps those network connectivity are just very small things like this. If you look at the back there, you see all those cables connected to those machines. So what are the different types of network? We have what is called wired network. A wired network, for you to know what is wired network, a wired network simply means a connectivity that you have to make use of cable to connect. There must be physical cable. I must plug this to my computer to browse. Like you see this laptop here, I bought an MTN router. Normally that router has Wi-Fi. But maybe because I don't trust the owner of the router and I don't trust people in this class, maybe there's someone here that can hack into the wireless of that Wi-Fi. I decided to off my Wi-Fi and use a cable to connect that system to my laptop just to be safe. Meaning I'm using a wired connectivity. Some printers these days have wireless. But if I use a USB cable connected to my printer, it means that I am using a wired connectivity. So a wired connectivity is simply a connection of two or more computer systems, printers, and other things by cables. Why do we call it a wired connectivity? Because you must make use of, let me call it a combiner. A very practical, before I show you what we use, like you are seeing it there, that for wire connectivity, what makes it a wired connectivity is because it is linked together to a central device known as what? Please, are you seeing it there? Known as what? A switch or a hub. This is a switch. We'll pass it round. As you're passing it round, you notice that there are a lot of holes inside there. Let me give us a practical scenario. Hold it. It does not shock. Let me give us a practical scenario of what a switch does. Do we know extension sockets? This extension, right? All of us know extension sockets. What do we use it to do? To tap light and share it among yourself. If you go to where they charge phone, you can see about 550 sockets on one board. You are paying to charge phone, extension socket. What exactly are you doing with an extension socket? You are simply extending the electrical current from 1 point to 50 points. So extending it is made possible by the use of an extension socket. So a wired connectivity is simply doing the job of what we just said. A switch now can be likened to an extension socket because a switch simply allows you to connect to, like for instance, you see this, my network, this MTN router, it has only one place to plug in a cable, which I can only plug to my laptop.